Hi, my name is Moshe Kindler, and I'm the publisher of The Jewish Link,
Hi, this is Elizabeth Kratz. I'm editor of The Jewish Link.
and you're on the Jewish Link Pitch Meeting podcast. Okay, Elizabeth, we're here for a summer session of the Pitch Meeting podcast. We have a very, very special guest with us who is here still in his honeymoon tour of the, I wouldn't say honeymoon really, of the New York tri-state U.S. community. We have here the Consul General of the State of Israel, Mr. Ofir Akunis.
Shalom lachem.
Shalom. Welcome.
Thank you for being
When
here.
did you get here? When did you?
Thank you for having me. And I want to say, as you correct yourself, this is not an honeymoon. This is the most challenging times for the Jewish communities all over the world, including United States and New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, the West Coast as well, all over Europe, of course, United Kingdom. Challenging and I think historic times to the Western world, actually, not only to the Jewish communities, to America as America, and to the Jewish communities. They are part of America, of course, main part of America. So I'm here. I left the government after almost 7 years as a minister, most of the time the Minister of Science, and 15 years as MK, member of Knesset. And I want to tell you something very honestly. From time to time, people are still asking me, even though I started May 1st, how did you do it? What? Do you know? Leave the Knesset, the government, the cabinet. It's very important to be here these days, like to serve my people in the cabinet or in the Knesset. First of all, a lot of millions of Jews, actually the biggest, the highest number of Jews are living here right after Israel. So it's important to be here. It's a challenging time to be here, and we have a lot of work to do together.
I just want to tell you, just to emphasize and reinforce what you just said, you're actually sitting not just the New York, this area, but actually my readership, our readership, our community is supported by just so we signed an agreement with Nefesh B'Nefesh, that basically they recognize our readership as probably supplying the most Olim. I haven't shared that with you because it's not really public, but I'm just saying you're specifically speaking to an audience who is, here's my joke. My joke is everyone in our readership dreams about Israel. They dream about living there. They dream about their children there. They're adult. They dream about buying apartments there. Everyone wants to spend, if possible, one at least one trip to Israel a year if they can, if they're able to.
I will tell you something, Moshe. I think I don't think that it's actually part of my shlichut, but the safest place and actually the best place to live in is in the land of Israel, in the state of Israel. And actually this is the goal of the Zionism. The Zionism, they declared 120 years ago, and some of them even before, that we want to build our homeland in the promised land. And we established a beautiful, beautiful state in 1948. But we are under threat, and actually we said it all the time, that we are under the Iranian threat. They're using their proxies to destroy the state of Israel, and I think that the Western world, the leaders, administrations, governments, cabinets, they must be more, tougher actually with the Iranian threat. Not to keep their silence. They're very silent. Okay. Just 48 hours ago, the Iranian threw a missile and murdered 12 Druze teenagers and kids in Majd al-Shams.
Four brothers from the same family.
Four brothers from the same family.
Playing soccer.
That's just Shabbat afternoon. That's what I did, and it was very nothing happened. Okay, in the world, I'm talking about the the governments around the world. Maybe it wasn't an Iranian missile. Maybe it wasn't Hezbollah. Yes, it was. I will tell you the fact. We know that it was an Iranian missile. The Iranians armed Hezbollah. The Iranians armed the Houthis. The Iranians armed Hamas and actually other organizations in Judea and Samaria. So this is the clash. And if someone here think that it's only an Israeli matter, it's wrong. Because they actually threat Europe, United Kingdom, and United States. How do I know it? Why actually I'm saying it? Because I came from Washington last week, and I saw horrific pictures from Union Station. They actually burned the American flag, burned it. It's something like less than 1 kilometer from the Capitol Hill. The Union Station is very close. You can see it. Yeah. You can see it even from the entrance to the station. And they actually waved the PLO flag. It's not a Palestinian flag. No, it's a mistake. There is no such a state in the world. Yeah, so it's a PLO flag, and nothing happened. By the way, except one thing, that I saw that the Speaker of the House went to Union Station and actually waved again the American flag.
Right.
So I want to say a few words to my fellow Americans, and it's very known in Israel, and my aide here, Naftali, knows it for a long time, that I'm a big admirer of United States. Actually, there's two huge miracles in the modern era: the State of Israel and the establishment of this country, beautiful and strong, the United States of America. So I'm asking my fellow Americans, where are you now? Where are you? It's not, to burn the flag is just a symbol to burn you. That's it. And another thing, they are not shy to say it. Actually, they're saying it. Death to America? Here? I was a little lad, boy, it was 5 years old, 6 years old, when I saw the pictures from the Israeli television from Tehran. And we saw that actually they burned American flags, Israeli flags, and even the Egyptian flag, because it was right after we signed the peace treaty with Sinai. So they burned it. Okay. So but that was in Tehran. Now it's in Manhattan.
Yeah.
It's in Washington, D.C. It's unbelievable. This is your capital. So I am for the freedom of speech. I think that we share the values, the same values between United States and Israel: democracy, freedom of speech, human rights. But you can't use the freedom of speech to say that I want to kill you, that I want to destroy you. This is not the freedom of speech. This is the freedom of hate. And this is a threat. It's a direct threat on the American society, not only the Jewish communities. So I'm asking now for my American fellows, wake up. Wake up. In my very first week, you remember, it was May 1st, we saw the horrific clips and actually we saw it on TV, and the students from Colombia who I met in my office, by the way, the very first meeting in my office, 2 hours after I landed here, to the beginning of the Shlichut, I asked them to come, and they show me with their cellulars the horrific pictures from Colombia. I heard from my late grandmother the horrific stories from the Shoah, from the Second World War. I heard it, and I never imagined that it will happen again. And where? Not in Europe. In the United States of America?
Yeah, it's many of our community are struggling with the same thing.
We need, Moshe and Elizabeth, we need now, it's not we, the Jewish communities, not the citizens of Israel. Yes, we, including us. The Western world needs strong leadership to stand against them. Because if we reflect weakness, they will destroy us. They are saying it, and we learn from the history that the fascist regime or leaders, are saying to you, we want to kill you, you better believe them.
Yeah.
Yep, that's been a mess.
Yeah, I mean...
I want to talk about...
Is there any optimism?
I want to be... First of all, yeah.
Good.
The answer is yes. Yeah, I will tell you why. Because I want to declare from here that we shall overcome. Churchill used to say to the British people, and actually to all the Western world, he was the leader of the Western world then. Mm-hmm. Nobody else. He was. Winston Churchill. He said, we shall overcome. And we'll continue to fight for our survival in the name of God, he said, in the British Parliament. That's what he said. Yeah.
Sounds like the Netzach. It sounds like...
yeah, that's what he said. Mm-hmm. And I think that, first of all, we are praying all the time, but we should actually act and defend ourselves. And we are doing it right now in Gaza Strip, not because that we want to be there. We don't want to be there. Israel withdrew from Gaza Strip twice. First of all, right after the Oslo agreements, we withdrew. That was the first one. The second time, it was in 2005, the disengagement plan. Mm-hmm. There is no one, even not one Israeli soldier. No, not now. I'm talking about right after the disengagement. One Israeli soldier. We destroyed synagogues, mm-hmm. cemeteries, schools, beautiful places like Gush Katif. Mm-hmm. We destroyed it. By the way, with the majority in the Knesset.
Yeah.
Majority in the Knesset, 67 to 45. I remember the results. Mm-hmm. That was a very, very sad day to me and to a lot of people.
I remember actually, yeah. I was in New York then. I lived there then, and there was a speech that Ariel Sharon gave right before he fell ill, and in the it was like a UJA or some large mm-hmm. big meeting at Turo or something, mm-hmm. and I was in the audience, and the amount of fear and anger in the audience at the time, even when Ariel Sharon got up to speak, he couldn't even do his speech. People stood up, were ripping off their jackets. They were wearing orange shirts saying like Jews don't expel Jews. You remember that? Yes, and this was burned in my memory as this is the moment. Sharon had no choice. He felt like he must disengage from Gaza, and he had to expel his fellow Jews from this area.
So we did it.
So
we did it. And as I said, this is not our goal mm-hmm. to be there. And I remember the debate around Rafa. Mm-hmm. If someone around the world think that we, the parents of the soldiers, brave soldiers, the new Maccabim, really, the new Maccabim. Mm-hmm.
And then I understand you're a parent. You have a son also.
My son is in the army now. He will not be here until spring 2025, and my daughter, actually, she will be here tomorrow. Mm-hmm. But we'll actually escort her to the Giyus on December 1st. So both of them will be in the army together. Wow. But we will talk about the army mm-hmm. service in a minute if you want so. Mm-hmm. But according to Gaza Strip and the Rafah issue. Mm-hmm. So we said, as the Israeli government, cabinet, leaders, the prime minister, that we must be there to defend our people. Because most of the tunnels built by Qatar, by the way, this is the fact. Mm-hmm. I want you to know that the tunnels, they didn't build it, but they actually, the world enforce us to approve that the Qatarian money will actually, will transfer it to Gaza. Okay, that's what we did, under mm-hmm. pressure. So they built it actually. The Hamas built it, but with the Qatarian money. So there's hundreds of tunnels between Rafa in the Gaza, and Rafa, the Egyptian Rafa. So we need to block them to destroy those tunnels. Why? Because if they smuggle, let's say, missiles from the Egyptian side to Gaza, so I heard the sirens in Tel Aviv when they launched their missiles to Tel Aviv, to Ben Gurion Airport, to Ramat HaSharon, Herzliya, Rishon LeZion, Ashdod, all the other places, not in the Gaza Strip because we are not there anymore. And we withdrew from Lebanon. In 2000, in the summer, it was in the spring actually, May 2000. Actually, Hezbollah, they are, as you know, Iranian proxy. It's Iranian units. No, I want to correct myself. This is not Hezbollah. It's a nickname. What is Hezbollah? When they're using Iranian missiles. So we are defending ourselves. Gaza, Lebanon, in Judea, in Samaria, and in the Red Sea. That's right, Yemen. Yemen. There is a territorial, conflict between Israel and Yemen. I don't remember. And I don't remember that we have any territorial conflict with Lebanon. And by the way, the responsibility is on the Lebanese. There is a government there. There is a parliament in Beirut. A parliament there. President, prime minister. He should stay to Hezbollah. He should say to them, that's it. Enough. Stop it right now. And where are all the others? And I'm talking about the Europeans because it's a direct threat on them. The Hezbollah can use their missiles from Lebanon to Athens, to Cyprus, to Italy, to Germany. Iranian missiles. They can do it. And we are the front frontier. And, it was really horrific pictures from Majd al-Shams. We know what we need to do. We will do it. We will not talk about it before, but you will see it.
I hope so. From your mouth to God's ears, that's for sure. Yeah. By the way, I thought you were going to end on a high note.
No, okay. So I started the last answer. That's right, to be optimistic. As Churchill used to say, we shall overcome. We have a beautiful country, actually a lighthouse of science and innovation.
Which you were involved with, I think.
For 6 years. Mm-hmm. So, and we are actually a lighthouse to the whole world. I signed 30 agreements with United States, of course, United Kingdom, that was the last one, before with China and Japan and Brazil and Argentina and Italy as well, and others, Portugal, India. So we are the Jewish people. We have a lot of, you can offer the world olam umlo'o, everything.
Has that slowed a little bit since October 7th?
I will tell you something, not because of October 7th. What happened is that it slowed from mid-2022. Not because a war, not because of a military clash. That's what happened, The economies around the world actually slowed down from mid-2022. And that includes the Israeli high tech as well. But I can see that now it's a little bit better. By the way, about the Israeli economy, we are saying that we want to close with an optimistic atmosphere. So look at the Israeli economy. After the disengagement, after the Second Lebanon War, after Protective Edge operation, after Shomer HaChomot, and now we are a very strong economy. And you know what's the reason? The reason is the reforms that actually led by Prime Minister Netanyahu when he served as the Minister of Finance in Ariel Sharon, actually a second government between 2003 and 2005. Then I served as his advisor. And they said very bad things about us.
But you're proud of that.
And I said then that we are doing the right things. We are not popular. and we know it, and we knew it then, by the way. We know it until then, that it wasn't so popular, But we did the right things. So that's one of the reasons, not the only reason, but one of the reasons that the Israeli economy is one of the strongest in the world. And I just mentioned all the, events that happened from 2005 until then. It's almost 20 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah, next summer, It will be 20 years. So I'm saying is that strong leadership is necessary around the world, not only in Israel. Now it's the Western world versus the axis of evil. And as I said, I heard the stories from my grandmother, Bronia. She was born in Warsaw. She escaped from Warsaw in actually 1939. And actually she saved herself. And she built a home in Nahariya, 10 kilometers from the border with Lebanon. I remember the Katyushas that PLO launched against them from mid-70s, for 30 years. I remember the sirens, the shelters. Wow. I never imagined that we find ourselves actually in the same 90 years after the 30s in the world that the Western world must decide now if the Western world, the democracies, wants to defeat the evil or just to say, okay, nothing will happen. And I think that it will happen. It's already happening. I can feel, I can hear the voices, even here in the United States. We don't want it anymore. They will not burn our flags. They will not shout death to America. That's it. Enough. Enough is enough. And in Israel, of course, and in other places, United Kingdom, I saw a huge rally in London, and that was very good, and I'm very happy.
Okay. We think there's going to be a rally this week, also in New York City, in Times Square.
Yeah.
Did you hear about this?
I want to say to say a few words about rallies and actually not rallies, actually about the reality and the facts about the hostages. Mm-hmm. The year is 2024. There are still 120 men, women, Holocaust survivors, babies, under Gaza, under Rafa, under actually it's the tunnels that, as we said, the Qatarians build there with their money. This is unacceptable. I want to see that Qatar actually they're under pressure of the international community to put Qatar, and of course through them the Hamas, under pressure to release our hostages. I'm saying all the time, I'm actually, it's a quote. Moses, he went to the palace and he said to Pharaoh, he was the strongest leader in the world then, let my people go. All of us should say it and repeat to the Hamas, to put the Hamas under pressure, not the Israeli government, not the Israelis, the Israeli leadership. The Hamas should be under pressure. If they will not feel that they are under pressure, they will not release them. If they will hear people, leaders, actually try to balance the situation, to say all the time, Israel can defend herself, but, there's no but. Excuse me. With all the respect, there's no but. It's like, we, of course, support the United States right after the, it's unbelievable, September 11. Mm-hmm. We said, yes, this is the right time to defeat the axis of evil. Then it was Al-Qaeda. You did it. Great. Kol hakavod. That was good. It took time. It was difficult.
Yep.
Afghanistan, it's not a simple place. Mosul is not a simple place. By the way, I don't remember that nobody talked about humanitarian aid then. I don't remember. Maybe you'll correct me, but I don't remember.
It was a small voice.
A small voice. Now it's very loud voice.
Yep.
Okay. I wanted to say, we have nothing against the population in Gaza. But a lot of them, most of them, support the Hamas.
Yeah.
You saw it on October 7th. Actually, the first, the Nukhbas, they actually invaded, and then the others.
Yeah.
And they kidnapped people as well, not only the Nukhbas.
Right.
So I want the Jewish communities to stand for the truth, to be strong, not to be weak. No, okay? To be strong, to say to their friends, I know that it's difficult, believe me that I know. It's difficult, I know. There's television, stations, whole television stations that broadcast all the time, their criticism about Israel. Okay, but we must live with it. As Golda Meir used to say, I prefer to live than a good asbara. It's a quote. I said it. No, I want good asbara and I want to live. So we can do it together, okay? Even in the difficult times. And that's one of the reasons that I'm here, including in your beautiful studio here.
Yeah. We also we need your strength to inspire us. We have a community who really wants to support Israel and wants to be of use and to know what we can do. We had in our community last month. We actually had a former member of Knesset, Einat Wilf here, and she was talking about understanding the concept of anti-Semitism and
she's doing very well. I actually met her when she elected to the Knesset from the Labour Party. And I represent the Likud. But I wanted to say to you that she's doing a wonderful job in Asbara. Really. I think that she's one of the actually best masbiranot. You know what is masbiranot?
That's what I was. I tried in the article we wrote about her. I tried to explain the power of a lie and how far a lie goes before the truth even wakes up in the morning. So we want strength from you all, and we want to be supportive of Israel. And I'm going to be there by end of next week. I'll be there for the month of August.
Really good for you.
And with my kids and spending money in restaurants. We're doing it. But what else can we do?
Where in Jerusalem?
We'll be in Jerusalem for 2 weeks. Also Mitzpeh Yericho. We're going to Rishon LeZion a little bit.
This is a beautiful place. Actually, the very first place that Yoshua ben Nun and Bnei Israel came through Jordan to the promised land, the very first place. So, I'm so glad to hear that. That you will be there, that you will be in Jerusalem, in Tel Aviv, in the Upper Galilee, wherever, the kibbutzim near the border, in Gaza, actually around Gaza, Sderot and Ofakim, okay, all these beautiful places. There's good food in Israel. There's a beautiful, actually, sun and weather. And the most important thing, beautiful people. That's the most important thing. All the 10 million Israelis, Druze and minorities, the Muslims, Christians, and of course the Jewish people who are living in Israel, and they are very brave. And I want to salute them from here, and most of all, to our brave soldiers. They are doing a wonderful job, and I think that they are, as I said before, the new Maccabim, and I salute them from here, from your studio.
Thank you. I like the. Well, I guess we can end soon, but I like the fact that you refer to it as a shlichut. Okay, but the word shlichut has a different meaning in the Orthodox community. We often think of like a Chabad shlichut, like almost from a religious perspective. In many ways, that is what you're about to do. And I just want to wish you, and again, if there's any last message of what we can do, both as us as a publication, as a community, to help you, I'm hoping that we'll hear from you over the next year or two or so.
First of all, of course, and I want to say through you, Moshe and Elizabeth, I'm here for you. The consulate is open for you. My bureau is open for you. If there is any problems, any ideas, if you want to say something to me directly or through my aides, do it. Don't be shy. I'm here for you. As I said, I'm the Shaliach of the State of Israel. The State of Israel. And I said in the government 5 minutes before they actually voted for me to be here. I'm here as a proud Jew, as a proud Zionist and as a proud Israeli. And I think that all of us can actually say the same words. So
Great.
thank you for
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much for having me.
Thanks for being with us on the Jewish Link Pitch Meeting podcast. If you would like to participate or be in touch with us in any way, please email us at editor@jewishlink.news and follow us and find our podcast wherever you find podcasts.